Hey guys, just gonna preface this video with a little introduction here. This is actually part of a 3-part series on this little blaster, but as always, they're all standalone videos and can be watched independently. However, if you do want the full appreciation and understanding, as I have it, of this G36C, I encourage you to check them all out. There's a POV shooting and controls video where we go through the shooting impressions of both subs and supers through this little guy. Then this build video where we go from a bare receiver to this, what you see here pretty much. And then a general overview covering the features, specs, design details, and history of the G36C. Hey guys, Arm&Gun here today, and I hear you want to build a G36. So this is the heart of it. This is the receiver, stripped except for a little mag catch right here. And we're going to take this thing today and we're going to fully do out the build. I'm going to bring you along for the ride. This is actually going to be a super sexy little build here. This is a G36C. That's the little shorty guy. And extra fun, we're doing a TommyBuilt Tactical 300blk build in this guy. So here's this. Now, this is actually a pretty easy gun to put together. The whole assembly and everything like that is, to be honest, really simple. The most complicated part is getting the barrel in properly. And to do this, you're probably going to want some special tools, because if you mess it up, this thing is basically toast. There's a metal barrel or receiver extension molded into the polymer deep inside here. And this is what threads right onto it. This is your barrel, and this barrel nut here threads right in. And if you strip that or mess that up, well, there's kind of no fixing it. You kind of need another receiver. So especially with something like a G36C receiver, you want to be careful. So anyways, guys, I'll walk you through that. That's the most complicated part. Then we'll just build the rest of this thing out. This should be YouTube friendly because I'm not doing anything with the trigger. The whole lower is going to be pre-assembled and just pop in. With that, let's get to it. First stop, the vise. Okay, so here's the main part you need. It's a special wrench for, again, changing that barrel nut out. It's got these little lugs and it's only a half turn, so it just gets in there. And you can run this into a torque wrench, 1/2 inch, and it's to 53 foot-pounds. And that's probably the most important thing. You'll also want the reaction rod though, so you can get this in the vise. You'll run it vertical, and then this is the little extension. This is in line with the ejection port right here. And that's gonna run into the lugs on the barrel to make sure you don't torque the receiver and strip anything out. So these two parts, very important if you're going to be doing any barrel changes on G36s. All right, guys, excuse the messy workbench. Basically here, you're gonna get your reaction rod in the vise. There's flats in there, so you can get that nice and tight. Then this just slips right in to the receiver here. It helps if this is vertical, it's a lot easier to do. Then we'll get our barrel put in there and we'll get it started. And then we'll use the torque wrench to finish it off. Now this 300blk barrel, there's little flats on the bottom to get our gas block attached. So we're gonna make sure that those are basically the 6 o'clock position, these little flats. You guys can see those. At this point, you can start turning down the barrel nut. You'll be able to get a full few rotations until it maxes out over here. Then you have to do partial rotations after that. Basically, do run this until it's snug, and then get that torque wrench. All right, guys, I've got her all snugged up. We're gonna finish her off, so I'm gonna support the receiver and then just let this guy go until she clicks. Alrighty, guys, there we have her. That was it's a little stressful. It's the first, I've taken them apart before. This is the first one I've installed. Definitely some appreciation and thanks to my buddy Matt, who both gave me the tools and the know-how on how to do that myself. Thanks a bunch, buddy. Anyways, next up, let's get the gas block on. So we'll slide this over and get these guys set up with these flats dialed in there. So there's a spare one, there's a 4th one there, but there's actually no way to get it done. You can't actually even get it on with the tool in there, so I think they're fine just with the 3. Anyways, I'll be test firing this shortly, so we'll figure out how this all goes. Now, if you've gotten this far and you've forgotten to put your piston assembly on, well, woe is you. Woe is me as well. But fear not, it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is back these 3 little threaded screws back out and then pre-install with this on there. It's a bit of a 3-hands thing as far as I remember, but yeah, we'll get her done. Alrighty, so there you can see there's your pusher rod assembly in there, poking through right there. That's what drives this system. Don't forget your little piston as well. That guy tucked up in here, and that goes right in here. And now we'll snug it up and get those pins back in. Alrighty, next up we can get our handguard on. So that's super simple. Slide it right on, a little cross pin. Pop that through there and she's on. Alrighty, next up, pop your mag well in. That just hits around this little molded pin right there. Move your mag catch, and that just slides right into place. Next, we'll get our carrier in there. This is a fully assembled carrier, ready to go. Just slip that on in the back of the bus. Then your recoil assembly, that just slides on in behind. And once you get the back end in here, just watch this lug right there. That's going to tip up into the back of the receiver and retain everything back here so you can shoot the gun folded. Then we'll grab our lower. That just is the missing piece of the puzzle. Goes right up in there, locks all this stuff together. We'll pop a pin through the back. I'm just gonna maneuver this guy a little bit. And then one more through the back of the mag well. Then we can toss on our stock. This one does have a massive roll pin that you have to run all the way through there. I'm gonna go take this to a bigger press to do that. In the meantime, that just kind of half locks in there, but she's looking pretty darn good. Actually, we'll just leave this off for now because it's kind of just flopping around. All right, that's a little better. Now that the gun's more together, we'll pop the camera out and finish the rest like this. Now, because this is a 300 blackout, shorty G36, I think we need to have a little bit of fun with this. Throw a cherry bomb on the end of this guy right here. Little 5/8 by 24. Ooh, yeah. Also got a whistle tip right down there as well. What a little beaut. Here's a mag. And here's an optic. Slide this guy in the back. All right. We got ourselves a little space blaster. So this guy's going to need to get tested out at the range real swift. I just got to run my hardware in there to lock down the optic, but otherwise that's the build, guys. This thing looks really cool, and I cannot wait to get this guy out to the range and test that 300 blackout system in this sweet little rifle.